Blair Hardin is sitting in the sort of traffic you usually associate with movies about the end of the world. The cars are stacked in tight rows on U.S. Route 50 East. Occasionally, there'll be a brief stretch of open road, like a prison break, but then everyone slams on their brakes again. Blair looks up through the windshield and imagines a meteor approaching. It enters the atmosphere through the clouds, cuts across the sky, and then blows everything up. Boom. "Just go," Martin whispers from the driver's seat. He's not addressing anyone in particular, Blair knows. This is just what her husband does. He talks to traffic. "The gas pedal," he says. "The one on the right. Just push it." "We should have left earlier," Blair whispers. This couldn't be less helpful, but she says it anyway because, well, marriage. Martin squeezes the steering wheel in response. They've opted to drive themselves to Fenwick Island instead of accepting Robbie's offer of a car. This made sense at the time, but it'd be nice now, Blair thinks, to be cradled in whatever luxurious thing Robbie would have sent for them. They've been on the road for nearly an hour now, but they're barely out of D.C., and the minivan smells like goldfish crackers and melted crayons. Martin taps the dashboard screen, flipping from 90s on 9 to 80s on 8. It's an entirely symbolic gesture. The volume is so low that neither of them can hear it, because 5-year-old Kenny is passed out in his car seat, and everyone in the vehicle knows that waking him for anything short of a car fire would be a catastrophic mistake. They inch forward. Martin brakes. They inch forward some more. There's another minivan in front of them. It's maroon, and it has a bumper sticker that says, "I used to be cool." It's the same model as the minivan Blair and Martin are driving, a Honda Odyssey. Their Odyssey is lunar silver metallic, which is just a fancy way of saying gray. Buying a minivan was another thing that made sense at the time, but now Blair hates the Odyssey more than any other single object in her life. "Mommy?" whispers Michelle, Kenny's twin, younger by 11 agonizing minutes. She's wearing Ladybug earbuds. "Can we listen to Taylor Swift?" Blair holds her finger to her lips, and Michelle frowns. The Baltimore Prep rejects were best friends. Correction, the Baltimore Prep rejects are best friends. Tense is tricky when you're in your 30s and you're talking about people from high school, but ask any one of them who their best friends are, and they'll list one another, despite the fact that they're scattered all over the country now and haven't all been in the same room in 6 years. Blair McKenzie, Kat Miller, Robbie Malcolm, and Wade Stevens earned their nickname the first week of June in their senior year at Baltimore Catholic Preparatory High School. 1 week before graduation, 3 of them were expelled. One of them dropped out in solidarity, and the Baltimore Prep rejects were born. Blair looks back now at the twins. Michelle is focused on her iPad, and Kenny is sleeping so hard that his head looks like it's on sideways. Blair takes out her phone and scrolls back through the group's text chain from 2 weeks ago. She was standing in the kitchen wearing yoga gear when Robbie's invitation arrived. It was hand-delivered and expensive-looking, with gold foil on fancy cardstock. The Malcolm Capital logo had been pressed into a red wax seal on the envelope, like on a bottle of fancy scotch. Blair read it and immediately texted Kat. "Hey, did you get this thing from Robbie?" It took 2 hours for Kat to reply, which was typical. Kat lives in L.A., so she's always dropping in and out of text chains at weird hours, like she's beaming in from a different dimension. "Just got it. You going?" Blair replied that she didn't know yet. Then she asked, "You?" 10 seconds later, Kat replied, "What has 2 thumbs and likes free beach vacations?" She included 2 thumb emojis for emphasis. "I'll talk to Martin about it," wrote Blair. Kat replied, "Lame. Then she wrote, "That's why I don't have a husband. I like being totally in charge." Blair wrote back, "Wait, that's why you don't have a husband?" She smiled when she saw Kat's reply, which was 2 dancing girl emojis, a unicorn, and a rainbow. Blair couldn't remember if Kat was seeing anyone. She didn't want to ask, though, because it would have highlighted that they hadn't spoken in a while. So instead, she replied, "Miss you." To which Kat sent a little cartoon heart.